allspice or pimento berries, black peppercorns, and pepper flakes. What I'm trying to do is to sort of replicate or play on the flavors of the Caribbean, and in doing so you will see somewhat hints of a jerk marinade. What we are making is what's called a dry brine, and I want to add all of my flavor in here. So this is why, you know, you saw the pimento berries. I don't have dehydrated Scotch bonnet, but I do have pepper flakes or chili flakes. I'm gonna get a slight heat from that. Later on, I'm gonna crush in some bay leaves. You need salt, it's a brine. I'm gonna add some cinnamon, and I'm gonna grate in some nutmeg in there. All those flavors will come together nicely in this brine. And basically all you want to do is to crush all of those black peppercorns and the pimento berries or pimento seed, allspice berries. There's so many different names it comes by, and I like crushing the fresh ones, the whole ones, because I find I get more flavor from it. And the reason why I added one of the pimento berries, kind of trying to escape. Anyways, you're going back in there, boy. One of the reasons why I like adding the pepper flakes in here is because by hitting it, and the sort of heat from the abrasion is going to wake up the oils in that pepper flake. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue crushing this. It will take a minute, but I'm telling you, the flavors, the smell I'm getting from there is just insane. And this is where I'm going to hit it with, and I'm just grating some fresh nutmeg. I want the sort of grated side. And you don't want to overdo it with anything. But again, full recipe, printable that is, will be available at CaribbeanPot.com. Yeah, and I have my bay leaves here. I'm just gonna hit that a crush. Pull that bay leaf in there. What I will do also is smash it with the pestle as well. Time for some ground cinnamon in there. And of course, that brine will need salt, and I'm using sea salt. And the whole idea now is to give that a good mix, just to combine all of those flavors together. And you see how nice that is looking there. If you have some dehydrated scallions, or I really don't want to put onion powder in here, but some onion powder, yeah, you can. But if you have dehydrated chive, you can rock that dehydrated chive in here. And here, this is what we're left with, a lovely dry brine now with hints of that Jamaican jerk in here. You know, a ton of Caribbean flavors in here, by the way. Yeah. So here's the duck. It's close to 7 pounds, and what I went ahead and did was I went over just to make sure there's no baby feathers. I pulled out all of, well, any of the baby feathers that I can see. You know, typically when you get a duck in the Caribbean, we sort of roast it on the outside. We fire roast it just to get rid of the baby hair feathers. What I went ahead and did is I gave it a good wash with the juice of a lemon and cool water, and then I pat it dry. I also cut off the excess fat on the outside here as well, too, by the sort of cavity area. The last thing I wanted to impress on you all to do is to do sort of diamond. You know, this area can be very fatty. We want that fat to render out during the smoking process. Thus I made cuts, and I went in one direction and then I went opposite direction to give it a sort of diamond pattern that you're seeing there. If you wanted to just prick it with a sharp object, you can do that as well. But what that's going to allow us to do is not only render out the fat, but once we put the dry brine on there, those flavors are going to go within the duck meat itself. So you're really going to get all that lovely flavor in the duck. The next step is to put the duck on a wire rack on a cookie sheet. Wire rack cookie sheet, because we want the air to circulate around the duck as it dry brines. And all I'm doing now is hitting that with that lovely flavorful salt infused dry brine that we created. I'm going to hit the little tappy tap like so, and then I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side I may go a bit heavier on the other side just to use up all of that lovely brine that we have. And as you can see, I'm just working all of that brine on the underside of the, I want to say chicken, but yo, this is a duck, bro. This is a duck, quack quack. So here we go, almost ready. And all you want to do now is to place this in your refrigerator and let it sit. Don't cover it, don't do anything to it overnight. You know, if you have a longer period of time, if you want to do it for 24 hours, you can do that as well. And that there, ladies and gentlemen, is our dry brine duck. Hold on, let me adjust the light. You might see it a little bit better. A little too dark there, a little tan there. But anyhow, that is what we got, yeah? It's been in the fridge uncovered for about 16 hours. Overnight would be fine, but I allowed it to go a little bit longer. The only thing I would do here is, one, I'll take paper towels and I will blot the inside there, because there's going to be a bit of pooling that happens, because what happens, that salt is going to pull out the moisture, and then that salt is going to go back in and sort of tenderize and moisturize the duck from the inside so it doesn't dry off once we start smoking it outside. The other thing I'm going to do is to tuck the wings under, and I'll show you. It's very simple how I'm going to do it. And the third thing is the big pieces of bay leaf. I don't want those to go bitter or burnt on me, so I'm just going to take those off like so. The bigger pieces, that is. I notice the difference in color from where we dried it with that dry brine, that salty brine. And you don't need to do anything else to this. Now, some people will want to stuff the cavity of it. I don't like stuffing the cavity. What I will do though is bring the legs up and trust it or tie it, simply because I want to control the cooking process. It's too flat right now. I'm just going to move it up a bit, but I want to leave this empty for the most part, because I want that hot air and the smoke and everything to permeate on the inside. When you stuff it, yes, you can add flavor in there, but I'll show you how we're going to add additional flavor to this as it smokes on the grill outside. Yes, I'm going to use a roasting pan, one with a sort of a wire rack, to elevate the duck from sitting on the bottom, because I want that air to move around. Now, if you are stuffing the cavity of the duck, you don't need a roasting pan, but I'll explain to you why I need this roasting pan. I'm gonna put some scallion in there. I'm gonna put some ginger, yeah, thick slices of ginger, and these are all flavors of the Caribbean that we enjoy, sort of flavors you would see in a good Jamaican jerk, because remember, that is the sort of inspiration behind this. For a bit of fruitiness, I've got some clementine, and that's going to play well with the other ingredient that I'm going to add in here. If you are following me on Instagram, you would know what I'm talking about now. And that is Origin, the wine-based spritzer, my friend Steve over at Narai Cellars. So naraicellars.ca, a new product on the market. What I'm gonna do is pour that in here. And what's gonna happen once we put the duck back in here, what's gonna happen, of course it's gonna be elevated, so it won't be touching this. But as it goes in the smoker, all these flavors, along with that beautiful fruitiness, and you know, there is a ton of different sort of tropical notes in this Origin spritzer. Again, a Jamaican winemaker based in Canada, so I love supporting Steve whenever I can. So from time to time, you will see me always highlight his products in here. And you got to head over, and I really encourage you to head over to his website and you'll give it a try, man. He's going to ship it out to you, and I'm telling you right now, the one flavor I'm smelling really strong, forget the wine and all those, the grapes and everything else, but I'm smelling those tropical flavors, you know, a hint of mango, very strong on passion fruit, and of course there's a bit of apple and apple cider in there. Ooh, nice and fruity. But we're gonna add some more. I'm gonna add the entire can, and then all I'm gonna do is mix that around a bit. You can arrange it however you want. Hit that with a little shake, course, the rack is going to go back on. And I'll just quickly show you what we're doing with the duck now. And if you wanted to add a bit more, it's going to get nice and firm. Notice how firm that firmed up. And I'm just using some paper towels. See some of that sort of bloody water. I just want to get rid of it. Yeah. If you wanted to add more, black peppercorn, some more a star anise in here. That's the only thing I would probably put in here. Mind you, I'm not the biggest fan of star anise, but star anise and duck will go great. If you wanted to add a bit more of the pimento seeds or pimento berries or allspice berries, you can certainly do that in the tray that we're using to hold it all. So all we're going to do now is to grab the wing and lift and tuck it between, like so. I don't know if you guys saw that, but you're just going to tuck it, lift and tuck below. And that is why I left the wing, and he's not being cooperative today, but Uncle Chris is stronger. Alright, the other thing I'm going to do is get some kitchen string, and I'm just going to tie that right about there. All dressed up now, we're outside, and the grill is heating up to 275, the smoker that is, and you can see the wings are all tucked back. We've got all those flavor enhancing ingredients on the bottom there. And what's going to happen, I don't know if I explained myself correctly whilst in the kitchen inside, that liquid is going to create a steam, yeah, and it's going to flavor the entire thing. It's going to perfume the entire thing along with the smoke. And I'm burning cherry wood today. Any sort of fruity wood would work great. And I also, yeah, all I had was masonry twine. All of my kitchen twine is gone. So here we are. And the grill is heating up right now. Yep, we got 279. That is cool. We're gonna slap it on there now. Yeah, I apologize for the noise. The smoker is going back up to temperature. I don't want to lose too much of my temperature, but all I took up the top rack, and it's been just over 2 hours. So here we are, right? What I want to do now is crank up the heat. So remember, we had it at 275. I'm going to crank it up now to 375. And you notice the nice color and everything else is taken on there. Yeah, it's proper things, yes, but I just want to speed up the process a little bit more. It's been another hour and a half, and you can see the beautiful color we got and everything else. What I want to do now is, with the Traeger, I can do what's called super smoke. So I'm going to drop the temperature to, I think, 185 to 190 degrees or so, and really hit him with that smoke for about 45 minutes or so. Yo, there was a process of putting it all together, but I'm telling you, this is one of the best ways to enjoy duck outside of your typical Caribbean or Trinbagonian or Guyanese curry duck. Smoke it. Well, of course, we dry brined it with all those wonderful flavors. Then we hit it in the smoker, and 3 different temperatures. But again, you can do this in your oven if you just want to strictly do it at about 350 degrees, 375 degrees or so in your oven. You can go ahead and rock that. Special thanks to Steve over at Marai Cellars for the wine spritzer. I am going to enjoy this. Well, not just myself. My friends are coming over. They're heading over to Toronto, and they're stopping on the way. You know, it's Caribana or Carnival weekend. I am old school, so I still say Caribana. But anyways, we're going to tuck back into these beauties. We're going to sample, boom. And I have some other fixings. It's not just this, but all are not invited. So, I don't... Well, I say I can't say nothing else, or they're just not invited.